Okay, we're with Fat Tree tonight at the Hotel Monte Vista, just before their show. Hoping we don't get snowed in. Did you guys bring extra clothes and?
No. I don't even have socks.
Yeah. Hey, I forgot socks. I have some on, but I forgot.
It's an extra.
They're in my dryer. First of all, I don't ask every band this, but I'm gonna ask you. How did you come up with your name?
We're from a town called Alamogordo, New Mexico, and in Spanish that means fat cottonwood. So like we kind of want a name that like gets us back to our roots. So Fat Tree,
roots.
and it's it's quirky, so people remember it. So
yeah,
two birds,
I remembered it, and sometimes I go to a show and I see bands that I hadn't heard yet, and I get home and I can't remember who it was to look them up. But we remembered that one.
Not to be confused with Fat Tire or Fat Free.
Every time I try to tag you, it comes up Fat Tire.
Yep. And people think we're fat free all the time. Just look at the band members. We're not fat free.
I'm definitely not fat
free.
I recently got your CD when we saw you at Big Fish and love it. We rocked it out on the way up here.
Nice.
All right.
And how would you describe the sound of your music?
I guess when people ask us to compare our music to other bands a lot so they can get a reference, we always say Ben Folds meets 311.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of, the piano rock stuff in there, and then kind of the more gritty guitar and groovy stuff. I guess that's the best mashup, but it's pop rock with our own original spin on it.
Okay.
So.
It's good, I know that.
Yeah,
what influences do you guys have besides musical interests? Do you have like a family member that really put a stamp on you or anything?
Us as Jacob's brothers,
Yeah, they're all brothers.
I was going to ask because it's the same last name.
Yeah. We were raised in a very musical family, so our parents definitely encouraged it, and then they encouraged us to, build on our talents. And so they were probably our biggest influences. And Sam, I think his dad, right?
Yeah, my dad's played guitar and he's been an entertainer for part of his career as long as I've been alive. So music was definitely in the house as well for me.
I'm glad.
We are too.
I'm glad you were encouraged. My husband just talks about you all the time.
Oh, really?
You might remember him coming up to you at the show. I don't know if you do or not. He was like, I want your CD.
Oh, yeah.
And we played it all the way home.
Oh, that's awesome.
Cool.
Yep.
Have you ever gotten any really bad advice regarding your career?
I'd say, yeah, we've gotten people to just say that it's not worth it, don't do it, you're never, the naysayers for sure, I've heard that.
Yeah.
You'll never make it kind of stuff, and
I think nothing really bad has happened to us, but anything that's halted our progression is just our lack of knowledge at the outset. Like, you learn as you go.
Yeah.
And you learn by experience. I think every band has to go through that because there's no solid, this is the step that you take. So
if there was, right?
Right, yeah, if there was, everybody would do it.
Everyone does it different. I mean, all bands that, I've watched, biographies on and stuff, they pretty much got to the spot that they are right now, all different paths, really, different ways to get there.
One way to skin a cat, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Always different new events, but they're always different.
Yeah, doing a lot of experimenting. Oh, well, if this works, well, maybe this does. And so it makes for interesting times.
What is your favorite song of yours?
That's a loaded question.
Man, it is.
I don't know if that's even possible to answer.
Is that possible?
Well, there's so many. One of the great things that I'm really proud of about the band is just the diversity within the band. The principal songwriters are me and Sam, and we've got different styles that that really give our set on stage a lot of different flares, which is fun. But we've got influences from Dave Matthews Band to 311 to Red Hot Chili Peppers, and that's a very eclectic mix. And so our songs kind of come out that way too. So I don't know, if a gun was to my head, I'd probably say Sunburst was my favorite. I proposed to my wife with that song.
That was sweet.
Yeah. My face.
But yeah, no, musically it's just fun. We can jam that one out a lot, and we've got a lot of big solos, so you can really be expressive. So personally, that's mine.
Yeah, I think I like Traveling Band, my favorite.
It'd probably have to be mine too, for sure. Yeah.
It's a rhythm section favorite.
I think so.
I'm not gonna pick
I
one.
was saying he's not going to say that. I'm just not doing it.
It's tough. I mean, it's like saying, which baby would you sacrifice?
Exactly. Which kid do you love the most?
Yeah, exactly.
Are they listening? No.
Yeah.
Do you have any incredibly embarrassing moments you've had during shows? Or maybe getting to a show or tonight?
I definitely forgot going into the bridge of a song called Just Us, one of our songs, straight up just played the wrong chord and had to stop in the middle and said, I forgot that chord, I've got to try this over. Went to do it over again, played the same wrong chord twice. It played out well, it was humorous, but that's pretty embarrassing when you have to just straight stop a song because but it happens, I guess.
Yeah.
For me, it was a similar situation. We had this instrumental breakdown, and we had to extend it another phrase. But I started singing right there, and it was like a big, like powerful, like scream sing, and I'm like, oh, whoops, that's supposed to be me. That was embarrassing.
You look around. Who was that?
Yeah.
I guess for me, it turned out okay. I don't think anyone really even knew about it, but I thought it could have turned out a lot worse. One of the legs on my stool broke.
Oh no!
In the middle of a song. I felt it, so I was pretty much doing a squat the whole time. The rest of the song.
And your legs killed for 2 days after.
Yeah, I didn't really do much on the bass drum on that one, but it could have been bad. I could have totally eaten it for sure.
That would have been good.
Oh,
It really like falling off the back of the stage.
I was gonna say just disappear.
Yeah.
I think mine may be the worst because I played the wrong notes through the song. We didn't even stop, so it was like, what is that guy playing? I'm like,
Must be his first night.
Yeah.
Those are like, okay.
It's never really caught.
Yeah.
What's the strangest thing somebody has asked you regarding your band or what you do?
We got any weird drunkards or anything?
Well, I had a
You will
guy
tonight, probably.
Yeah.
Walking around.
Probably not.
at the Hollywood Alley, and it doesn't really have anything to do with the band, but
Yeah.
we were setting up, and we have occasions where people offer to buy us a drink, and none of us are drinkers.
Mhm.
But this one guy came up to me, and he's just very like dubious. He pulls out a flask. He's like, "You want some of this?" I'm like, "No, it's a flask." Like, and I don't drink, but
Yeah.
on top of that, it's a flask. Who offers somebody else
And
their
it's
flask?
Yeah,
a
that's like
stranger,
personal.
right? Just
Yeah.
a random person.
Yeah,
Like,
but he just, like, and he just like sauntered up.
It's like sharing someone's straw.
Yeah, it's like
Or chapstick.
yeah.
That just made me. Obviously, the music industry is very competitive. And it seems like lots of bands, instead of like coming together, would rather fight each other. Be like, my favorite word is animosity. Why do you think that is? Is it just that cutthroat, or is it just
Like amongst a band or with other bands?
with other bands, just like within the scene kind of thing?
I guess it
I
depends.
just
on
see
who you play
I see
with.
things
Yeah.
on Facebook, oh my gosh, this, and I'm like, why?
yeah, we've never really had that issue.
Good.
Like we're, like if we see a crappy band that like plays with us or whatever, we won't like start stuff with them. We'll just be like, oh man, did you hear those guys? Between ourselves.
But maybe amongst yourselves,
just
not
among
on
ourselves.
Facebook.
We're not gonna be like, you
Yeah.
guys are terrible. You guys should die.
I mean, who knows at what point, someone said that about us and
Yeah.
it wasn't our night, it just didn't work,
Exactly.
so.
More than anything, when it comes musically, I mean, I think we're all pretty picky in what we like. But if somebody's, is trying to develop their talent, is trying to pour out their heart and soul, we don't usually, we wouldn't ever take issue with that.
Right.
The things that we take issue with is, people cutting into our set and like not
Yeah.
showing up on time. Like, okay, because we're very punctual. We try to run it like, even though it's art, we try to be
Mhm.
professional about it. And then,
That's the way it should be.
yeah, we think so too. But a band will show up that plays before us, comes in half hour late.
Right, so
And so
it
Mess
pushes
up
everything
everybody.
off.
yeah, it
I think
throws-
very rarely it's not happened. I mean,
Yeah.
it happens just about every time.
Oh,
that
really?
We play with other bands, yeah, it's just,
So
we're never first usually, so.
So,
tries us
are you,
nuts.
sorry, didn't finish.
Yeah,
you're
So you guys pretty excited to be the band tonight?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I think this is the way that shows should be booked. It's,
Mhm.
entertainment for the night. They put us up in the rooms. It's nice to have a show where we're able to bust out our rarities and
Yeah.
have longer than 45 minutes to
Right,
play.
you're
and
not
just
rushed and
really feel the groove of it.
I can't remember the last show that we had that was more than 45 minutes. It's
No.
usually because a lot of the clubs they book 10 bands in a night.
I know.
And then, you get half an hour or 45 minutes and you barely get to stretch your legs. Like
Yeah.
tonight,
Right.
we're going to play for 3.5, 4 hours and be able to be
Mhm.
comfortable with it.
Yeah, stretch it out some. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think maybe that might lend to these embarrassing moments sometimes
Yeah.
because you're trying to hurry and get,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
people tripping over stuff.
Yeah.
The snares falling off the bottom
Yeah,
of the...
seriously.
You sort of touched on this before, but what advice would you give to a young band, some kids just starting out? Any
Keep
big do's or
practicing.
don'ts?
Keep practicing,
Practice.
tighten your stuff. Just gotta go out there and do it, I
And
think.
get ready for hard work and
Yeah.
lots of
Yeah,
lots
it's-
of tough times. You better love it. You better love it.
this is completely unartistic, but it would be advice: start saving money. Like that's one thing that's plagued us is, you know, we've been so focused on the music and everything, and that's how it should be. But then it comes time to go to the studio, like,
yeah, you got to get
I haven't
recording.
made any money,
Yeah.
and so
That's the thing.
start saving.
Yeah, we make money through music. That's what we thought it was like. You know, oh yeah, we'll make money with our music, and you know, it's a lot tougher. I mean, studio's expensive,
And shows don't usually pay you. You have to pay them to get in, which not how it should be.
In Phoenix,
Changing.
anyways.
Yeah.
I think too, another thing of advice that I would say is just that, you know, if it's your dream, then keep it that way. Pretty much, you know, any normal person that we tell, hey, we're in a band, when they ask what do you guys do, or what are you planning to do with your life? Say you're in a band, and they always, the very next question is, well, what's your plan B?
Right.
And so you're saying, well, okay, I guess, mess that up, but just keep that plan A there and keep going with it, because if it's not your dream, you won't make it.
And you shouldn't,
There's no way. And on top of that too, I mean, you've got to love the people that you're playing with.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's relatively easy for us. We're brothers, and I mean, we grew up with him. But even then, you know, you have differences of opinion and things, and you know, if things get heated, if you don't love the person who you're playing with, then why would you want to stay in that? So develop a bond with the people, your bandmates. You know, they're your family.
Do you think the closeness that you have, does that ever cause problems of being too close? We're twins, so I always like to ask other people that.
I think we're the exception to the rule, because I've never seen three brothers who get along better.
Really?
I know if my brother was in the band, we'd be pounding on each other and stuff. But like,
We've seen it happen.
These guys get along really well, and I've been with their family for 13, 14 years. So I think that's half the battle right there. We've got that camaraderie and just everyone's showing up to practice on time. We're not battling with differences of goals and things like that, so it's come pretty easily for us, and we're super grateful for that.
That's
for sure.
When you have that, basically the music is the only thing you have to worry about after that. So
what a thought.
that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yep.
What a concept. This is kind of a fun one. If you were interviewing me, what would you ask?
How'd you get into this?
I don't know. I found myself unemployed and sitting on Facebook one day, and just started looking at bands. Saw some friends posted bands. Oh, I never heard of them. Looking, and I'm just like, well, maybe I'll just start a little thing and start, sharing it, whatever. And so we've just kind of been trying to grow since then.
Cool.
That's good.
Yeah.
Good way to support the local scene and
Yeah.
stuff.
So and that reminds me, I need one from you. We just got our little wristbands. I was gonna give you one.
Nice.
Sweet.
I will rock it all night long.
Sweet.
Let me
Right.
pass it down. Huh? Oh yeah.
How do you?
Oh, thanks. Appreciate it.
It's our website, but it says support local music too. So.
Awesome.
Elite.
Yep.
Awesome.
Thanks.
All right.
You generally end with this question, kind of regarding the scene as well. What do you think that the community as a whole should do to improve the music scene in Phoenix?
Wow.
Centralize the music.
How much more time do you got?
I know. Huh?
One place, one row, and have everyone go to that street, and have everyone come and see music. And it's a struggle in Phoenix. Like
It's so spread out.
It's spread out. Yeah, there's no. It would be hard to just have one music scene, and
Also, just stray from the whole any band that says they can draw a fan base can play type of deal, and put more focus into booking a more cohesive show. I mean, respect to all the guys that are out there and doing it, but we're Fat Tree. We're pretty light rock, not hard rock. Can't tell you how many times it's Fat Tree, death metal, Fat Tree, death metal. It's just sandwiched in the,
Right.
And it's just how many tickets the promoters can sell and how many people they can get there, as opposed to the quality of the music. Sometimes, there's great bands in the valley, but
And it's kind of a duplicitous question, because there's things that the industry in Phoenix can do and things that the fans in Phoenix can do. Because the industry has got it backwards, all the way. Fans just need to
go to shows
and have faith that there's good music out there. We've played with a lot of bands that are good, a lot of bands that are not, but that's the way it is everywhere. And unfortunately, if people because there's been a lot of times too where we've played a show and, you know, from what we can see, we slay them. They just love it and eat it up, come up to us afterwards and just love it. And if every one of them would tell somebody else, you know, then things could spread, and then and then there could be something worked out to where there's a centralized location, and that promoters actually book cohesive shows and do some promoting. Instead of like, oh, you guys sell the tickets.
Yeah, the chicken and the egg thing.
70%.
Yeah, we'll get 70% of what you sell. We're not going to do anything.
Yeah, and if you don't sell 50, we'll never book you again.
Yeah.
Exactly. And when in reality, any crappy band can get all of their friends and loved ones out for 2 or 3 shows, and that's all the promoter cares about.
Of course.
Like, oh, well,
And they move
for
on
this
to someone
night,
else.
we've got this book because we had tons of people coming. The music is terrible. In a month, we're going to find another band just like it. As opposed to bands who are actually trying to build a strong fan base and get
Last a
promoters.
while.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot of different answers to that one for sure.
But for sure, fans need to get out and go to shows.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Time.
Yep.
That's where it starts, I think.
Okay, so do you guys have a website?
We are
Facebook?
fattree.com. We're on Facebook, we're on MySpace, we're on Reverb Nation, the whole 9.
Okay.
YouTube, find us anywhere. Just Google Fat Tree band or Fat Tree music.
Okay. And would you like to add anything?
Thanks to everybody who supports and comes out. I mean, having people like you like actually interested in the music is it's really good. So we love that.
Good. That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
Good.
Thanks for having us.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's go rock.
Situation, and since I wish that it made some missy, it was over even before it began. But I'm opening up the door, but the shit don't run. I won't tell ya the choice I've made. I tell you it's been the day in the shade. It's too late now to turn around and run. What's over was done is done. I think I might be losing my mind, running forward but backwards in time. Just when I think that everything's fine, I was ahead and I'm really behind. I think I might be losing my mind, running